No man is clever enough to know all the evil he does. Francis de la Rothschild, R-O-C-H-E-F-O-U-C-A-U-L-D, I don't know how to pronounce that French name. No man is clever enough. When you attack cooked food, when you don't think it's the fall of mankind, you're evil, you don't even know it. There is no other fall of mankind. You can't explain anything else as the fall of mankind except for cooking our food. It destroys our food. We are what we eat. Everyone knows that. How can you argue with this statement? And yet you're going to have people say, no, cooking the food wasn't the fall of mankind. It was something about our chakra system. We didn't have a Kundalini arising. Why do I keep getting fools that think that's a solution? Please tell me how that removes the mistake we're making that makes us disconnected. It doesn't. I talked to Gabriel Cousens about this subject, and he's written books on Kundalini arising. He has lots of personal experience. This is how his whole spiritual journey started with these yogis. But yet he knows that it was the cooking of the food, the destroying of the biophotons, that made us lose our connection with the divine. We lost one of our senses. Cousens fully understands both these concepts. Do you? You know what I'm talking about. You made some stupid comment about, I'm going to make a video counteracting that it's not the fall of mankind. You're evil if you're going to make a video saying cooking is not the fall of mankind, because it is. There is nothing else that could cause the damage that has happened to us. Why do we prey upon ourselves? Oh, we're not meditating? No, man, we destroyed the nutrient that feeds one of our senses. We lost one of our senses. Not to mention we got a serpent inside of our belly now. The combination of a cesspool down here and the lack of the coherent sunlight energy, the faster than light coherent sunlight energy that our cells use to communicate to everything, that's what's causing our problem. Something doesn't belong there, something that we need, we don't have. We're disconnected, we're full of crap. That's the fall of mankind. And when you're full of crap and you don't have enough sunlight energy in your cells, your chakras aren't spinning the right way. So if you want to focus on getting them to spin the right way, good. But that's not the fall of mankind. It isn't our chakras out of balance that's causing our problems. That's a symptom. You got to go back to the first cause. Everyone keeps blaming a subsequent cause for the fall of mankind. No, man. That's a subsequent cause. The first cause is the cooking of our food. There's no question about it. Look at all the things cooking does to our food. Destroys half the protein, 100% of the enzymes, 100% of the biophotons. We lose 30 to 70% of the vitamins, up to 40% of the minerals, depending on how we cook it, if we throw the water out. Change the structure of the fiber. The starches caramelize. They turn into a carcinogenic substance, acrylamides. We've always known that cooked fats are carcinogenic. So we look at the macronutrients, the protein, the carbohydrates, the fats. We lose half of the protein, 37. We lose the carbohydrates caramelize, and the fats become carcinogenic also. And then when we look at the vitamins and the minerals, the other micronutrients, we're losing 37% of the vitamins, 40% of the minerals. The phytonutrients, we destroy a lot of those, but oh, we get more lycopene, more beta-carotene. Isn't that pathetic how every article against raw food always points that out, like, oh, you're getting more when you cook it. No, we're getting less of everything. Not to mention, we change the bowel transit of our time. It allows us to eat food we're not biologically adapted to eat. A lot of people think eating animals is the fall of mankind. No, that darkened the dark side of our behavior. We wouldn't have eaten the animals if we didn't have a dark side of our behavior first. You see, it was the cooking of the food that is the fall of mankind. There is nothing else that can damage us as much. And yet every culture talks about this. Every culture warns us about the fall of mankind. We used to have a golden age. We never had this dark aspect of us before. Now man has a new type of evil. Preys upon himself. So friggin' stupid. He competes for resources on an abundant planet when we should cooperate and share the abundance this planet has to offer. Why don't we do that? Because we're disconnected. How are we disconnected? We cooked our food, we destroyed the biophotons. It's simple, simple, simple. Now, I've said this before in other videos. I understand the chakra systems. I've been studying this for decades. I know how they're out of balance, and I understand what happens when you open them up. But yet, when you hear some people's version of it, they act like this is the end all and be all of everything. This is the ultimate, what we got to do. No. We got to correct the fall of mankind. Once we do that, everything else you're talking about is going to be an automatic. We don't have to be told to cooperate. We don't have to be told to love one another. We'll understand that. We'll feel that because we're going to be all one with everything. That's the key right there, my friends. If we can correct the fall of mankind, we won't be making the second mistake. We won't be eating animals. We won't be eating plants we're not biologically adapted to eat. We won't be eating all that processed foods and all those chemicals. It all goes back to the first cause. And the first cause, the fall of mankind, is cooking our food. Once you guys can wake up to this reality, and once you can stop cooking your food, you're in for a treat.